copy, ask for the copy.
Yes.
This is not a big deal. You ask for the copy. The copy is there available.
Point of order, Chairman. There is a point of I'm still on the floor. I'm still on the floor, Mr. Chairman.
What was that? Who advised you to go and pay $9 million? Ori means spark. Just hearing the price, Golasso. Hey, just $9 million.
Yes, there's another guy called, I think Francis Tor. He too has been a regular person that testify. In fact, he's worked with many U.S. lawmakers.
The attention of the governor of Abia State, the governor of Enugu State, the governor of Anambra State, and all the governors on the south. Please and please, they should stop.
Because the American intelligence system, they don't have only one source. There are multiple sources, and those sources will be evaluated, and then there will be investigation.
Nobody else will tell you the truth but me. I'm your girl. I have always told you I'm on speed dial. Anytime you need advice, it's free. I will not even charge you anything. Nigeria is my country.
What sort of leader will I be leading? While another leader is busy igniting crisis. Sheikh Yahya Jingle, by failing to speak to his people to stop bringing crisis in the state.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. In this particular video about to please stay tuned to the very end so that you will understand the reason I'm making this particular video. So I have to walk you guys through from stage 1, stage 2 to stage 3. Do you know that Donald Trump launching rockets of that bomb to Nigeria to buy a lot of terrorists? Now they are not blaming the Igbo. They say that Igbo man I do. Hey, now you will stay tuned to this very video so that you will understand how do we get there. Now, first on our list is the IGP of Police, Egbetekun. The IGP of Police came up with the 2026 budgetary, and during the committee when they were trying to review the budget, and they sensed something in it. I said, the budget that you submitted is different from what you are saying. That the whole thing did not collide. It escalated. Why? Oh, no, just ask question. You give her the money like that, and I want you guys to watch.
Set is my name from Akwa Ibom State. Okay, points of order, Mr. Chairman. Can I recognize Mr. Chairman? Thank you very much. From Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if I'm the only person, but I doubt. What the IGP is reading is quite different from the document we have here. No, sir, we are all here for budget. It's very, very important that whatever they are presenting, all members will be acquainted with it. You can't give me a copy after this. It's not the same thing. The details are not here, like the zonal offices he has mentioned. They are not captured here.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Senator, please. Take it easy. It is our decision within the leadership of this committee to allow IG to summarize his presentation.
No, Chairman, we're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. We must do the right thing.
We are not in the chamber. You are there to wait for the collective. You have it.
It's not in this copy.
What is written is
A new copy was sent to you. Check and see it.
Point of order, please. Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. We are here to serve Nigerians. And Nigerians should see us as a very serious institution. We are not against the presentation of the IGP. But I, as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should have what the IGP is reading. Yes. Exactly. Please let me finish. I represent the section of this country. What the IGP is reading is different from what I have. And I'm going to ask questions. Let me finish.
Before you finish.
If you just have a copy, ask for the copy.
Yes.
This is not a big deal. You ask for the copy. The copy is there available.
Point of order, Chairman. There is a point of order.
I'm still on the floor. I'm still on the floor, Mr. Chairman.
We need the opinion of all the members. Can we allow IG to proceed with what is reading?
No, we don't have the copy. Then I will leave.
What are we reading now?
What do you want to do? We are acting in the head.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Mr. Chairman.
The reason I'm showing you this video, it is hard, as the Bible said, for the head of a camel to pass through a needle. That's how it is for a rich man to make heaven. It is also hard to find a reputable man with integrity in the House of Assembly, in the Senate House, or in the Honorable House. I'm not saying that there is none, but it is hard for you to find a man with integrity. 2027 presidential election is coming. These people need money by every means necessary to ring to buy votes. How are they going to do it? They're going to come with a massive excess or reasonable budget. They will just take it and just tell you presidential bread is 7 trillion. You have to pay it because they need this money. It's painful, but there's nothing we can do. You saw how that man got angry and left. Now let's pause that story here. Let's go to the next video. Do you know your president pays somebody in the US $90 million for that person to paint President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be white, to paint Nigeria to be white, to silence Donald Trump, so that Donald Trump will say, oh, there are Christian genocide. They say, no, be genocide. Now only they buy 1 Christian, but they can't buy 14 Muslims, so it's not genocide. So all those one that they hear for TV is fake. They spent the hard-earned money of the taxpayer of that country, Nigeria. They give it to somebody that is sitting on his own, so that the person will sugarcoat everything that is happening in Nigeria. If you think I'm lying, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Adiola Fefeun, my mentor. I want you guys to watch what she said. We'll be right back.
Now, speaking of hope, guys, I'm not saying that I'm giving up on Nigeria, but I don't understand. Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, let me need that for Mr. President. Freedom! Who is advising you? How are we going to buy any more? Because what I pay any the special prayers. Don't get me upset. I say don't beg me. Bonnie, Mr. President. You know, nobody else will tell you the truth. But me, I'm your girl. I have always told you I must speak that anytime you need advice. It's free. I will not even charge you anything. Nigeria is my country. What was that? Who advised you to go and pay $9 million? Ori me spark. Just hearing the price go last. Hey, just $9 million. You signed a $9 million contract with a lobbying company here in America to help you fix the image of Nigeria when it comes to the fact that Christians are being killed in northern Nigeria. Hey, it's one chance. Nigeria has hired a US lobbying firm, DCI Group, with a $9 million contract to improve its image regarding its response to Christian community violence. So Nigeria hires this lobbyist firm to communicate its position to the Trump administration to help them manage the perceptions of their response to the violence against Christian communities in order to convince the US President Donald Trump that for real, it's not just Christians that are being. Once again, why? How did we get here? Please, who did we offend? Because at this point, this thing is starting to pain me inside the Suroko soon of my heart. Since last year that Trump tweeted, all Alhaji is spending his time on and his entire cabinet is trying to convince America that it is not just Christians that are being. Why not do something about the killing? Why not do something about the insecurity? Why are you so concerned about packaging? They are talking about insecurity in Nigeria. You are doing PowerPoint presentation. Why did we get it so wrong? I don't even know where to start. Do you guys know what this $9 million can do? Imagine if they spend this $9 million on ending all these bandits It's not as if these bandits have special training compared to the Nigerian soldiers. We've seen them on TikTok. They are doing live. They are doing giveaways on TikTok. They are not educated. So many of them are just young boys, but they have weapons. Imagine if Tinubu's administration will spend this $9 million concentrating it on ending terrorism. Would they need to convince anybody that it is not just Christians that are being killed? If they spend that $9 million on the Almanjeris that we have, don't you think that they could get all of them off the streets? Because these children, they don't go to school. They're on the streets morning to night begging for money. This is what leads into extremism. This is how terrorists are recruited. That $9 million, it will fix electricity problem at so many of our government-owned hospitals. All these general hospitals, that $9 million will buy solar power, whatever it is, that will take them off grid so that they don't have to depend on up NEPA, down NEPA, so that electricity will not be going on and off when they are doing operations on people. It's not just about the bandits, about the terrorists. What America is interested in is also what we used to call religious riots. You guys remember, before Boko Haram, we used to have religious riots. It is still happening. The fact that some people can just wake up and decide that they want to slaughter Christians in northern Nigeria, any small thing like that, even if they are fighting down the junction, they can start killing people over here. You guys know that used to happen a lot in the 80s, in the 90s. Apparently, it is still happening. And so, instead of the Nigerian government to ensure that all lives are sacred, to ensure that nobody is killed because of their religious beliefs, instead of the Nigerian government to make sure that people feel safe to practice their religion anywhere in the country, they would rather spend millions of dollars on looking good in the international world. Why do we care so much about our image when we are not doing the right thing? I'm not saying that we shouldn't spend money on looking good, but when it is all a lie, that is when it pains me. Why is it that nobody is advising this man? You guys remember my father, Bro Biliakon, in Boko, People used to be able to go to Boko for camps. They'll be there for days, studying the word of God. I was talking to somebody. I said, I have not heard about Boko for a long time. And the person was telling me, do you not know that more than 200 towns have been vacated by people because of their religious beliefs? That, they just come, they raid that place, they rape the women. The people will call on the soldiers will tell them that they are waiting for order from above. And they will wait until these terrorists carry out all their atrocities. And then the soldiers will protect them when they are leaving. That is the report that I'm getting. Now, this lobbying firm that Nigeria has hired, if you go on their website, dcigroup.com, you will see as soon as you get on their website, they wrote in there what they do. We create influence in the marketplace, in the media environment. So very soon we'll start seeing stories that are not true coming out about Nigeria. Maybe they have paid 9 million. We know how to win at the local, national, and international levels, and we've built an unrivaled network of grassroots media and government affairs specialists across all 50 US states, South America, Asia, Australia, and Africa. So they'll start promoting narratives that does not reflect what is actually happening on ground. This is why we cannot keep quiet. It's not about whether or not it is just Christians that are being killed. I have talked several times about how Muslims are also being killed by terrorists. It is about ensuring that nobody is getting killed. It doesn't matter whether it is Christians or Muslims, just stop the killing.
And you listen to what she said. I respect this woman so much because she inspired me to become a blogger. Anyway, I want you guys to understand the reason why I'm saying all of this. So you don't watch step 1, you don't watch step 2. Now let's go to step 3. Do you know recently now, the Nigerian government, after paying that $9 million to these people, now the New York Times now release a news that na Igbo person now give them the go ahead to go bomb Kaduna, to shoot that bomb when land for Nigeria. I said, hey, he said yes. He said no, not be waiting on the see for news. So now Igbo man from Onisha, when they say screwdriver and other motor parts, whatever, now he tell us so. Now wait till we just see. I see Igbo man just stuck on. Now so now we just carry rocket like this. We just shoot and say, eh? If you think I'm lying, because if I dey talk story like this, all of them say, hey, it doesn't start again. They're not talking about. They mention his name. Emeka from Onitsha was the reason they shoot down rockets. And I want you guys to listen.
Social media was blowing up over the weekend, but let's begin with a story that really got people talking. We begin with the New York Times that published an investigation claiming that the United States used intelligence from a screwdriver trader and small NGO operator in Onitsha, Anambra State, to carry out the Christmas Day airstrikes in Sokoto. The article, titled "The Screwdriver Salesman Behind Trump's Strikes in Nigeria," details how Emeka Umeagbalasi says he has documented 125,000 Christian deaths in Nigeria since 2009, but he also told the New York Times, allegedly, that he often does not verify his data. He acknowledged that his research was mainly based on, and I quote, secondary sources, including Christian interest groups, Nigerian news reports, and Google searches. The New York Times further claims, and I quote, that Mr. Umeagbalasi is the unlikely source of research, and this is a direct quote, research that U.S. Republican lawmakers have used to promote the idea that Christians are being singled out for slaughter in Africa's most populous nation. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, Representative Riley Moore of Virginia, Representative Chris Smith of New Jersey have all cited his work. He said he has degrees in security studies and peace and conflict resolution from the National Open University of Nigeria and described himself as a very powerful and knowledgeable investigator, comparing himself with the veteran CNN journalist Christian Amanpour. All of this is taken from the article, not my opinion. Let's take a look at some reactions. Senator Shehu Sani wrote on Twitter, "It's unfortunate and tragic to read the New York Times report that the claim of Christian genocide was sourced from one Emeka, an Onitsha-based screwdriver trader and operator of a small NGO who falsely claimed to have documented 125,000 Christian deaths using Google searches. How such an unverified claim could tense up the U.S. lawmakers, president, and the intelligence community that led to an airstrike is one of the most foolish and comical historical events in our lifetime. This is shameful." Well, Sir Inyang also tweeted, and he writes, "Oh, but the media has been reporting community mass killings, killings in churches, bandits activities, terrorist activities, herdsmen activities, kidnappings, etc. I think Nigerians mainly want the killings and terrorism to stop, period." So, of course, you know, those are some of the thoughts. Of course, amid many wide-ranging thoughts, some people going as far as saying, see, this is how the $9 million is working. There are now think pieces coming up here and there. But let me start with you, Rufai. You know, a lot of conversation around this. Because the man is a salesman of screwdrivers and other appliances or other, tools in Onitsha, does that discredit his ability to do investigative research?
I mean, see, I think it's a hit job by New York Times, and it is sad that media is doing this in the world. And for New York Times to say that it was solely this man's opinion that made the call for Christian genocide rife in the country is falsehood. They say people quoted him, people like Ted Cruz and the likes quoted him and all of that. Yes, they might have quoted him, but to say it's solely his report that tipped the balance is false. So let me give you empirical facts. Bishop Winifred Aniegbe, Catholic Bishop of the Makati Diocese, on the 12th of March 2025, testified before the House of Foreign Subcommittee on Africa on religious persecution of Nigerians, describing attacks on Christians and displacement and church destruction, all right, and an Islamic agenda to control land. In November 2025, they returned to testify at another House subcommittee on that matter. Reverend Remigus Ihula, Catholic Bishop of Makurdi, March 12, 2025, joined Bishop Aniegbe in the testimony before the House. Mushpa Ape, survivor of the June 2025 Yewata attack, also virtually testified from Benue, testified between the House Foreign Subcommittee on Africa, which she emotionally recounted watching her 5 children slaughtered.
Yes. Several people have
So there have been several accounts. So for New York Times to hitch it on this story and say the screwdriver salesman was the one that wrote this, it's sort of like a hit job to me. And It even makes mockery of the American intelligence system. You get, if they say it's based on this. But I disagree with you, New York Times, as regards this case. And I've given empirical facts. And if there's more, yes, there's another guy called, I think, Francis Torr. He too has been a regular person that testify. In fact, he's worked with many U.S. lawmakers, you know. In fact, he used to hold a position in Benue State. There have been many, and I can cite many other sources.
And just quickly, of course, when we talk about the $9 million, we know it's $4.5 million deal that has been done for a 6-month period. People are touting it as $9 million because it has that extra 6-month potential. Yes, but that's the deal that people are referring to when they see articles such as this. Dr. Abati, your take on this?
Okay, no, with regard to the contract with DCI Group to prove that there is there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Yes, people said, well, maybe those lobbies are already working. That's why you are seeing this kind of story in the New York Times. However, I think for Mr. Ume Agbalasi, I think that's the name, to claim that, it was what you found on Google and also on social media. You see the damage that their social media will cause. You know, is what the Americans acted upon. I think that in its first place is presumptuous, because the American intelligence system, they don't have only one source. There are multiple sources, and those sources will be evaluated, and then there will be investigation. So to say it's one screwdriver salesman who is now screwing down Nigeria, I think Nigeria should not allow itself to be screwed down in that manner. Now, against what has been reported by the New York Times, before now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria, Yusuf Tuga, made it very clear that, look, it was the Nigerian government that provided intelligence to the American government, and that it was a collaborative effort, a point that was, again, backed up by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. So how on earth did all that get reduced to the fact that it's one screwdriver man screwing things up and down that is responsible for the action? The other danger here is that it could cause problems between the North and the South.
Yeah.
Because now you say, let's put it where it is, Emeka Umeagbase, an Igbo man in Onitsha.
That's intentional.
So he's the one who has invited the United States to come and bomb people in Sokoto. That in itself is divisive. It's not the kind of narrative that should be promoted because of the implications. My third point is that the National Security Advisor, the DSS, the DMI, all the various agencies, whichever can move first, should invite that screwdriver man in Onitsha for questioning. So if he's so knowledgeable, he says he has a certificate in security studies, okay, maybe he knows other things that he can use to assist the Nigerian government. Because if indeed he is the one who communicated, that's an act of espionage against his own country, which could be interpreted as treasonable felony if he has information. The same Nigerian government that has been saying, to make Nigeria secure is a collaborative effort, and that citizens have a role to play. His first port of call should be the Nigerian government to say, this is what I know. So these are dimensions to it. But, in this age of, vain publicity, anybody can just go and grant interview to foreign journalists, parachute journalists, and say, I was the one that brought him. In fact, they should seize that his laptop and investigate what is inside.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a report by Ruth McLean, and with support from Taiwo Aina. Please, very briefly.
Can I just say, Dr. Abati, I think we're putting a lot of emphasis on the man. How about the publication that actually took his story and gave it credence?
Flew a journalist to the South.
Yes, exactly. I think that's the main, because anyone can make a claim. But the role of a journalist, so the role of a media house, is to investigate that claim and ensure that there's it's verifiable. And so for them to take that story from this young man, it means that they've done their own background check, or they're just amplifying a story that has far-reaching consequences without doing due diligence. And unfortunately, that speaks very badly.
Well, let's hope this is not another Janet Cook story.
What?
You know the story of Janet Cook.
Yes.
So, are you saying, are we, are we dealing with a Janet Cook situation?
Yes.
Let's
That's all I can say.
Yeah,
I don't want
absolutely.
to throw down New York
deeper
Times
into it, but
on our channel.
there are questions, more questions than answered, provided by that report from the New York Times. I'm sure we haven't heard the last from this.
Now, you watch the Arise TV news, you watch how they analyze it, you listen to the whole story, how they now fought Emeka Amagbala from Onitsha. They said he is the reason why they shoot that rocket. He's the reason why those things is happening in Nigeria, why Donald Trump is having interest in Nigeria. Now, what are they trying to do now? All of this is still going to fall on Peter Obi. Don't vote for Peter Obi, because if you vote for Igbo man, this is the things that they are doing. They are trying to disorganize and destroy Nigeria. Immediately they do this, they will not cash on Nigeria. They will not divide Nigeria. This thing is politics. This is where most of you, especially if you are Igbo man, please share this video. Share this video to awaken your people, to educate your people, to enlighten your people, and to other concerned Nigeria if you know you love Peter Obi, because all these things they are saying, they started from Onitsha. Where is Peter Obi from? I want you guys to put one or two things together now. Where is Peter Obi from? You will know that he is from Anambra. And after Anambra, after Oka, you will now know that there is Onitsha. What they are trying to do now, it will still fall on Peter Obi. So I'm telling you guys that you watch this particular video, don't just like, don't just comment, don't just subscribe or follow. Please share it to your WhatsApp status, or if at all, cut out this part and share it to anywhere, either your Telegram, anywhere that you want people to be aware, because 2027 presidential election is coming. They are already strategizing. How come overnight they never talk about evangelist Ezekiel that have been crying so loud? This particular man calling out Donald Trump 24/7. They never call about all other bloggers that have been posting these things. They never talk about the village people that have been crying so out that this Fulani Esme is praying over them, buying them daily. They never talks about this video now. They just shift it and said, "Na Igbo man, na cause why those Donald Trump they shoot that rocket." And all of this will begin to make sense to you by the time the campaign starts. They will start using it. Oh, Peter Obi is the cause. Can't you see what he's doing? He went to US to go and do this. And at the end of the day, you start seeing the hate. You start seeing the bigotry. You start seeing the stereotyping. You start seeing the ethnocentrism. Now they will dismantle and discredit him. All of this is to make sure that Peter Obi will never be president. It is only me that can do this mathematics and plug one or two together so that you guys will understand what these people are doing. They might just make it look like, oh, Nadama the day after, oh, they are just trying to expose this man. But at the end of the day, you will know that their target is not this man, it's the entire Igbo and Peter Obi especially. Anyway, I'm going to rest my video here. Waiting for you guys in the comment section to tell me your thoughts about this particular video you just watched. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting for. Depending on the platform you are watching it, if you are watching it from Facebook, please follow me. If you are watching it from YouTube, please subscribe. If you do, please also comment your thoughts in the comment section so that we guys can rub our mind together to let us know your thoughts about this particular video. Remember, this is not the first time Nigeria government on the parliament side when they were trying to paint white the IGP of police, Egbetekun, saying that, oh, you should just take a bow and go. They want to sign that budget. Remember how they manipulated the tax in Nigeria. The tax begins from, oh, what they were doing is different from what they've submitted to the Senate. They're not calling it gazetted. Oh, don't worry, let's just do that and let's just put it to the people and start taxing the people. They are asking, why is it that what is written in the paper is different from what you people have? The soft copy is different from the hard copy and all of that. That have also caused a lot of chaos and misreaction in the Senate. Now they are coming up with another thing. You see how they have been doing all their parliamentary work. No question, no investigation, take a bow and go. Take a bow and go. And that's have caused a lot of nuisance and things that we are suffering in Nigeria because no accountability. Imagine this particular man and these people did not raise this alarm. And at the end of the day, all of us now, we just carry the money, we give them. At the end, anyhow they do the money, it not concern you, not concern me. At the end of the day, all of us will be paying heavy tax for it. I love you guys. Until we meet again, stay tuned, Plan B TV. Peace out.